Night 1 in Reykjavik is over. So we got it at 4:40 a.m. this morning. We actually saw a little bit of the northern lights on the plane, which was kind of cool. It was like a green glow in the distance. The Lotus car rental company came and had a shuttle to pick us up. We opted to have the, I guess, contactless key pickup at Lotus, so we were able to enter in our code in a kiosk, and then the keys for the car popped open, so it was super easy, and we didn't have to wait in line. Went to get food in Reykjavik at Forsetin Cafe. Forsetin Cafe, but it's all one word. After that, we had a reservation for Sky Lagoon at 3 p.m., so we went there. Amazing time. It was so relaxing. And we also completed the ritual with several different steps. Really fun. It's gonna be hard to top. To dinner at Grazie Trattoria, so an Italian place. We split a pizza Diablo, I think, and the carbonara, and it was amazing. Just went to a little supermarket across the street and got some Omnam chocolate, which is one of the Icelandic chocolate brands. I think we got sea salt toffee flavor, and it was really good. So we haven't really missed on food yet, knock on wood, but that was today. Really great day. Gonna try and get some rest for tomorrow because we're waking up early and then we're driving to Vic, stopping at a bunch of places along the way. So I'll keep you posted.
What do they grow?
Coffee.
Dill, coffee.
Bananas.
Smells like eggs. It's crazy, it's like 17 to 20 kilometers.
We are at seljalandsfoss. At 2 bundled. What do you think?
Let's rock. Film?
Magnificent.
Should we go to the top?
Yeah.
This is legit.
Low heat conductive steel. After the show, we'll tap the lava.
This bread was actually incredible. And then the little rock butter. It is cauliflower and potato soup. Atlantic char. No, Arctic char.
Icelandic.
I think it's Arctic. And what's that? Icelandic beef. Arctic char. Oh, I wonder if those are crowberries. Good morning. It is 9:01 a.m. and last night we went to bed and we didn't really do any recap of yesterday. So I wanted to do a quick recap. Geothermal Park, which was in havergoi, which is I think one of the first settlements in Iceland. I'm not sure exactly, but I know they settled there because of the hot springs and they were able to cook food, wash clothes, all that sort of stuff. And then we went to the lava center, which is, I think, $35 each, roughly, after the conversion. It was neat, but it was probably skippable. The movie was interesting, but not really that informative. And the interactive part, the exhibition, was informative, but not the longest. So it was interesting. The guests, the little grocery stores they seem to decorate for Halloween. And I thought no one in Iceland celebrated Halloween, but they had a bunch of decorations up, which was kind of interesting. It's October 30th today, so tomorrow's Halloween. Then we started seeing the waterfalls. So we ended up driving to Vik, and there, right as the sun was starting to set, went to the black sand beach, which it started hailing immediately, which was kind of funny because you come to see the black sand beach and it's, hailing, so it starts to look white like regular sand, which was kind of funny. Which we're staying at Hotel Kria, which is really nice. And so this morning we are currently at the Viking Park with the Yoda Cave on our way to a hike, which is I'm not sure how to pronounce. It's Fjara Gljúfrabúi Canyon. It's a 1.9 mile out and back. And then we're gonna drive kind of up the eastern coast just a bit, see how far we get today. So we'll keep you posted. First Icelandic hot dog.
Yep. Go go. It's kind of crazy.
It is, yeah. I wonder what kind of fish are in this cold water. What's that noise?
You hear that?
What is it? What is it?
It's the glacier creatures. It's pretty creepy though. You see those holes?
Yeah,
that's where they live.
That's pretty scary.
Creatures of the glacier.
All right, it's time to head back. Halloween and we are in Iceland. The funniest thing just happened. It's 9:04 a.m. and I still have to do the update from yesterday, but we just checked out of Hotel Kria and we were asking the receptionist at the desk about if Halloween is celebrated in Iceland because we've seen a lot of jack-o'-lanterns and some decorations and we were just curious if they did the whole trick-or-treating thing. She was talking about Ireland and she was kind of talking about where she was from. Well, she was talking about Ireland first and then she was talking about like where she was from, but she sounded Scottish, so we were like, where are you from? And she was like, I'm Scottish. And we had to ask about how big Halloween was in Scotland because Donald had the experience of, you know, we all know, trick-or-treating in Scotland and kind of like them not knowing what he was trying to do. So turns out trick-or-treating is a thing in Scotland. So we don't know if Donald went to Wales or what happened, but kind of crazy that we were able to talk to a Scottish person about Halloween. Gas stations in Iceland are no frills, just the pump and the sign and nothing. And this is the hotel we just stayed at, Hotel Kria, which was really nice. A quick recap of yesterday. Woke up in Vic and ate breakfast at Hotel Kria, which it was included in our stay, and it was really, really good breakfast. I really enjoyed it. We drove northeast, east and then north, I guess, up the eastern coast a little bit, and saw a bunch of things along the way. So the first thing we actually spontaneously stopped at Yoda Cave because we saw it on the way. You had to pay to get in, or pay to park basically, but we paid to park almost everywhere we went yesterday. So Yoda Cave was neat because no one was there, and we got there, I guess, a little bit after 9, maybe like around 10, between 9 and 10. Yoda Cave, it was on a big black sand beach, so it's just kind of neat how there was no one there. So we went there, and then we made our way to fjordur Canyon, which was a short hike. We didn't do the whole canyon hike, but we did enough of it to see the canyon, so that was neat. And then we made our way to skógafoss Glacier, and there actually it seemed like a bunch of different glaciers in the area, so we stopped at a few of them, and then we stopped at one that we thought was skógafoss Glacier, but I think it was a different one that started with an F. So we kind of did a short hike there. Wanted to do the glacier tongue hike, but we decided since we were already kind of more north to knock out the most northern things that we wanted to do first before going back because we were spending the night in Vic last night. So it's kind of like an out and back trip. So we went to Glacier Lagoon. They had boat tours there, which we were thinking about signing up for when we got there, but you could see the seals and all the icebergs from the shore, so I'm kind of glad we actually didn't do that. But we got some coffee there. We just had lunch in the car, mountain meals. So we stopped at the glacier, skógafoss on the way back, and that was a cool hike. So I'll try and give an update soon. All right. Super Jeep. Where are we going today?
We're going to the ice cave under the volcano. Don't know
Which
what that means.
volcano?
It might be Katla.
It is.
The volcano under the glacier.
That's our hotel right there. We are at the food hall in Selfoss. I love how we have crampons. And this is
the
what
one
we...
place we recommend that we use them.
We don't use them.
We don't use them.
Good morning. It is 9:51 a.m. and we are driving from Gulfoss to Geysir on the Golden Circle. I need to just give a quick recap of yesterday. Yesterday we woke up in Vic for our second night and then checked out after another great breakfast. I love that hotel breakfast. And then we had the ice cave tour, and the tour itself was great. We had a really good guide. I think we did Arctic Adventures and had Alex. And the specific ice cave tour, because I know there's a few, was Katla under the volcano, I guess, ice cave tour. The actual ice cave itself was pretty small, but I think they were saying they change all the time, so you don't, you kind of like go with what they got. It snowed a little bit while we were there, which was kind of fun. After that, we did a couple more last minute things we wanted to do in Vic. So we drove up to the church and found there's also like a graveyard up there. And then we went to the other side of the black sand beach, which honestly might be the side we meant to go to the whole time. Reynisfjara, black sand beach. It had the hexagonal rock columns. That was kind of cool, but honestly, this was probably one of my least favorite stops because you still had to pay to park, which is fine because there's bathrooms and things like that, but there were just a ton of people. So maybe going earlier or later would have been better. And then after that we went to it was super windy, it was very windy. Yeah. And then after that we went to the lighthouse, which is nearby. I forget the exact name. It's like Dragali or something. Yeah. We're coming up on the geyser now and it's just kind of pretty. I wanted to show you. But yeah, so the lighthouse and that lookout, I forget the exact name, but it starts with a D, it's about 20 minutes away. That was really pretty. looking out on Black Sand Beach. It was also really, really windy, but that was definitely worth it, and you didn't have to pay, so there's that. And then after that, we drove, right? We drove to Selfoss, which is where we spent the night. So it's kind of like a transition day, because now we're trying to get north. So we're doing a few stops. We want to do the Golden Circle, which was just gulfoss, and now we're at Geysir. And then after this stop, we're just going to go ahead and drive north to where it's like it's a little west of Dalvik. It's Siglufjordur. I think it's Siglufjordur. I'm not entirely sure, but that's where we're staying. So we're gonna drive there. It's gonna be quite a drive. I think over 5 hours. We'll see. So we will keep you posted. All right. Oh, he just cooled down.
That's funny.
Oh, now he's mad again. Hot spring sweater too, because like waterfalls are cool, but it's like just a waterfall.
Yeah, a bit more to look at, I think.
Yeah.
So.
What are you hoping to get in this place?
Who knows? Coffee.
Got to our hotel in Siglufjordur, and it's the Siglo Hotel. I just want to show you the room before we ruin it. This is the bathroom. It's really nice. I like the floor tile. And then a nice shower with a waterfall thing. This beautiful room with a slanted ceiling. Nice bed, and they left us some little congratulatory note for the honeymoon, as well as some hand creams and body scrubs. This amazing view of the harbor. We'll have to do another check-in in the daytime, but it looks really pretty. And a little sitting area. So now we gotta settle in and then maybe go enjoy the hot tub and have dinner. We'll see you later. We made it.
We made it.
This is the beef.
This is beef tenderloin.
And what are the sides?
No clue. Some carrots.
This is
carrot
cod.
puree, some other stuff. Potatoes.
Good morning. It is 10:44 a.m. It is November 4th, so I think we're on like day 8 at this point. No, maybe day 7. I don't know. We kind of lost track because the past couple of days we have been at Hotel Siglo in Siglufjordur, Iceland, which is like one of the very most northern fjord towns. And we stayed at the same hotel for 3 nights, and it was just kind of nice to relax. We didn't have a lot of excursions planned aside from one, so we just kind of been chilling. Haven't given an update in a while, so just kind of since we last spoke, I guess the most notable thing coming to the hotel was, so we drove from Selfoss a little over 5 hours to get to this town, Siglufjordur, in the north. And the drive was really pretty. There was a lot of snow on the mountains, which was nice. The roads weren't too bad, although there was some snow, but we had the studded tires, so that was fine. And then kind of once we started getting into the north fjords, it started getting dark, so it was really pretty. But by the, yeah, this is just, we're driving back the same way, the opposite direction to get back to Reykjavik. But this road we ended up getting to at the end of our drive on the way here, it was dark and the roads were snowy, and it's kind of like along the cliff, so you couldn't really see what was coming, and it was pretty scary, but in a kind of fun way. And there's just nothing around aside from a random house every kind of like couple of kilometers, so we were surprised to actually find a little fjord town when we got to the end, and it was like a little oasis. The hotel was really nice. It was really modern, updated, pretty clean, kind of cozy. They had a really nice lobby with a fireplace, which we spent a lot of time in, and the room was nice. They also had a hot tub that was an outdoor hot tub right kind of on the harbor, which was amazing, and there was a sauna, and they had these ropes and slippers you could put on to go to the spa, which was really nice. So we ended up doing that 2 mornings. And I mean, we ate at the restaurant one night, which was decent, a little expensive, and not a huge selection. Do you have anything to say about the restaurant?
It tasted really good.
Yeah, it's just kind of expensive. So
But everything is.
yeah, we ended up eating at a neighboring restaurant the next 2 nights. So I think it was called Torin. They had pizzas. Yeah, Torin. And then Donald got the burger, the bistro burger. I think we liked their food, and it was a bit cheaper, like half the price, I want to say. The breakfast we also really liked. They had kind of like everything you could want. They had yogurt, skyr, pastries, pancakes, hot food as well, like some hot dogs, bacon, eggs. Marinated herring, which Donald tried. How'd it taste?
It tasted exactly how fish smells.
Which does not sound great. I didn't have any because I had a little fish episode where I guess I'm allergic to fish. I don't know. I'm gonna get tested, but I had an allergic reaction after we got the cod, and we think that's what it might have been. So I did not try any of the herring, but didn't really sound like I was missing out on too much. However, this town, Siglufjordur, is the herring town. Well, it was really a popular town for producing and I guess shipping out herring in the early 1900s, right?
Yeah, like 1900s all the way through like the 1960s.
Yeah, there was a couple museums. We went during the off season, so a lot of stuff was closed for winter, which is something to keep in mind. Maybe if you're coming up here in the north of Iceland, expect that some things might be closed. However, it was kind of nice because there were fewer people, and the snow was really pretty, so kind of pros and cons there. Also, we've heard that it's a great area for hiking, and we tried to hike a little bit, but you couldn't really hike too far because of the snow. So just consider that when you're trying to figure out when to come. And then another thing that we did up here in the last few days was a whale watching tour, and we did that out of Dalvik, which is I think 2 towns over from Siglufjordur. In between, there's a town called Olafsfjordur. At least it's kind of neat because there's just neighboring little villages and towns, and they're connected by these crazy tunnels that go through the mountains. So it's a pretty cool landscape to see. But the whale watching tour was good. It was pretty chilly, and it was about 3 hours that we were out on the water, but we did see at least 2 humpback whales. I think there was a third one spotted, but I didn't actually see that one. Oh, mountain goat, or maybe it was a sheep. It was a sheep, but it wasn't an offense. It wandered a little too far. Anyway, they gave hot chocolate. They gave a little bit of info during the whale watching tour, which was nice about the different species of whales in the fjords. And it's interesting, they have tons of different whale types. Even though we only saw humpback, there was like, I think there was blue, there was sperm whale,
dolphins, like big dolphins,
porpoise, yeah. So pretty cool. Yeah, a bunch of different types. So very nice. And then at the end, they gave us hot chocolate and these little like tiny cinnamon rolls, which was a nice little touch. And they also give us like a big, oh yeah, we just kind of crest on this beautiful view. This drive is great. Even though it's long, I think it's definitely worth it to come up here. But one last thing about the whale watching tour, they gave you like a full body suit. What do you call it? Like a coat, but for your whole body, like including your legs, like jumpsuit, and it helped us stay warm. With that, we still got cold, but it was nice. So those were the main points, the main things we did up here. It was really relaxing. So not too much go, but really cool scenery and a little bit of history too. So anything to add? Akureyri.
Yeah.
Akureyri. Yeah. There's probably one of the biggest towns up here is Akureyri, which is in the direction of Dalvik. So the opposite way we're going now. And we could have stayed there. There were a bunch of hotels, but I'm actually happy that we stayed in the smaller village because I just thought it was more quaint. But it looked like a decent place. We didn't really do too much there. We got lunch, which was fine, but nothing like crazy. So. What?
Yeah. Yeah. Update to our current situation. We're geared up. Ready to go. Huh? What do you say?
My hair is in my mouth.
One mask,
one snorkel, gloves and hood.
How was it?
Awesome.
Awesome. Was it cold?
Not really.
No?
Was it cold for you?
Yeah, it's got a bit cold. There was where we got our stuff. That large kind of jut up, that is the North American tectonic plate. It's also the wall in Game of Thrones.
Jon Snow.
King of the North!
King of the North.
So, a lot of fun. We'll see where we go next.
We're gonna go hit up some museums, get some lunch.
We are headed to the National Museum of Iceland.
And what did we do this morning?
This morning, we woke up, had breakfast at the hotel.
It was
Very
awesome.
good. Very good. And then we went to Rainbow Street, checked out some of the shops.
Yeah.
Some cool
nice
stuff. Yeah. And then checked out the church. We read online that you could go up to the tower for free. That is not the case. We have 2 hot dogs.
Oh wait, sorry, go ahead.
We have 2 hot dogs here. We have a regular one with gravy.
Oh, I don't know.
We have no idea what's on these.
Alright, I want to give them a try. This is the stand. What do you think?
Good. Give it a go. Thoughts?
Better.
Better. That's why they don't listen to you.
They don't want you to, you don't rate. Thoughts?
Better.
Better? You trust the locals?
Yeah.
Alright. Any other words?
We should have gotten 2 of those.
Focaccia cheese thing. Dog got a macchiato. This is our last day. We are leaving Reykjavik, rainy Reykjavik. Almost rainy the whole time we were here. And we are going to the Blue Lagoon for the last day. 900 meters. And then we are going to stay at the Silica Hotel, which should be nice. One more chance to see the Northern Lights.
Last chance.
Last chance. Tonight and tomorrow morning. We won't sleep if it's going to be not cloudy. But we're trying to not be sad if we don't see them. So, last chance. Should be pretty cool. Honestly, I'm not too mad to leave Reykjavik because it was pretty windy today. It was blowing us around town. So, it'll be nice to be a little outside. Also, we went to Sandholt Bakery this morning, got some pastries, got a pretty interesting sandwich. So that was fun. Wish we could have tried more bakeries in Reykjavik, but yesterday we ate at the hotel, which was actually really good. So, until next time.
The road's covered.
From the last eruption, you think?
Maybe.